Hello there, and welcome to Japanese craft beer reviews. From today, we're going to begin looking at a series of beers from a rather new Japanese craft brewer, and it's located in a rather remote location as well, and that is called Second Story Ale Works, and they are based in Tokushima, which is one of the prefectures in Shikoku, the island off to the east of Honshu, and they're actually located in Tokushima City, but way outside in the southern part of the city and kind of in a very rural part. So I guess Tokushima City must be rather large and includes kind of a lot of the rural area. They started in 2018, and they began bottling from November of 2019. Second Story, where does the name come from? Well, they started in the second floor of a garage, which is the second floor above the garage of the owner's parents' house. If you go to their website, you can see some photos of that. And they mentioned that it was not really a brewer-friendly location at first, so I'm not sure how well they have adapted, but I guess they're putting out a lot of beers now. This was founded by two people, a man named Pat Brown and his wife, who the wife is the owner, Pat is the brewer, and apparently he began homebrewing in 1993, quite a while ago, and decided to start a brewery when they returned to Japan from Bend, Oregon, which is probably the biggest little small town of brewers in the world. It's a small town in the middle of Oregon, up in kind of the mountain area, but there's so many breweries there. That's where Deschutes, for example, got his start. Bend, Oregon. I've been there once for a few days and looked around. It is a really nice town. So they returned from Bend, Oregon to Japan and began brewing. Also took a university brewing course, apparently when he was in the U.S. And they like to use local products, especially local fruit and local wheat and things like that. So there are, I can think of at least 3 breweries in Tokushima now, which have started fairly recently. The one that probably has the most well-known is Kamikatsu, and the other one is it Kamiyama? I can't remember the name. Anyway, they're not too far apart from each other in Tokushima area. So we're going to look at several beers from them, and I'm excited. I've heard a lot of good things about them. The recent issue of the Japan Beer Times will feature, or the next issue, I guess, will feature an article on this brewery written by a friend of mine. So I'm kind of looking forward to these beers. Okay. All right, and here we are with another beer from Second Story Ale Works in Tokushima, and it is this. It's called Topsy Special X, and it is an imperial milk stout, 7.5%, and no international bittering units, but kind of unusual. You've had imperial stouts, you've had milk stouts, and I think in general most people don't make an imperial milk stout, so this might be very interesting. On Rate Beer it has only one rating at 3.5 out of 5, and on Untapped it has only 1 and no score because of that. 7.5%. On the label we see a picture of a man with a cigar, and they feature portraits of people on some of their beers, including Hippo Dreamland and their Saint Yoshie Ume Saison. And in the case of the Saint Yoshie, we get some information on their website about who that is. It's the grandmother of the owner of the brewery. For Hippo Dreamland, no idea who the woman is who's laughing on the label. And here we have a gentleman with a cigar in his mouth, and we can probably assume it's somebody close to the brewer and his family, but we don't really know. But in any case, kind of a mystery. But shall we give this one a go? Imperial Milk Stout called Topsy Special X. Is Topsy a nickname for this gentleman, for somebody? Okay, so it is completely opaque, dark brown, with a very thin tan head. Just a little bit of froth there, not much at all. I'm sure we put this through the light, nothing will come through, and no, we have no translucent edges whatsoever. Okay, so on the label, let's see what we got. We got German malt, hops and lactose, vanilla beans, and oak chips. Oak chips. So vanilla beans and oak chips should add quite a bit to this. Milk sugar. I'm sorry, milk sugar. Yeah. Okay. Very pleasant. A lot of chocolate. Definitely milk chocolate. Vanilla is, I guess, yeah, vanilla is present here. Okay. Wow. Okay, the chocolate, and it turns into a little bit of coffee too as well. Chocolate and the oak. Oak, it gives it a kind of barrel-ish note. It almost seems like there's some whiskey. And I wonder if the oak was from a whiskey barrel or some kind of alcohol barrel. Because it starts out milk chocolate and then it gets darker. As we get into mid-palate, it gets a little darker, kind of hits a peak and then slowly fades out with some nice bitterness in the back end. This is a very pleasant beer. Yeah, this is nice. I think that this is a brewery that can do all kinds of things well. They're very new. Started in 2018, and so they've been making beer for, under 2 years, or maybe just around 2 years, and so many different styles, so many different things. An imperial milk stout, a saison made with plums from umeshu, plum liquor, all kinds of interesting things. So this is definitely a brewery to watch, and we will be watching them in the future. So once again, this is called Topsy Special X Imperial Milk Stout at 7.5% from Second Story Ale Works in Tokushima, Japan. And this is a brewery you want to check out, I think, if you live in Japan. You can go online and order from them right now. So please do that. I think you will not be disappointed. Okay, well, we have a couple more beers from Second Story that we're going to look at, and one of them I'm hoping to do a Zoom joint review with a special friend of mine who has visited this brewery, has been to Second Story Ale Works, and he and I both have bottles of the same beer, and he, in fact, has written an article which will come out in Japan Beer Times soon about this brewery. So I'm really looking forward to that. It will be the first time I've done a joint rating. I've talked about it with some other friends. We haven't quite been able to do it, but I'm hoping that this will come out nicely, and get a lot of interesting insights from a person who really knows beer well, knows Japanese beer especially well, and has been to this brewery and knows them quite well. So, well, that's it for today. Take care, and I hope you subscribe to the channel and leave me a comment. I'd love to hear from you, and I will reply. Bye-bye.